Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Daily Motion. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015, around 8:10 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Some news to report. Angels outfielder Josh Hamilton will miss 3 to 8 weeks of action to get shoulder surgery. And it's about 15 degrees outside. Going to be very cold. Maybe some snow showers tomorrow. No accumulation. Thursday could be interesting. Anywhere from 2 to 6 inches. Hopefully it's just 2. Hopefully it's 0, but the snowy pattern does not want to break. And where are we going to put it? We can't throw it in the river or the ocean because it's against the law. Maybe Al Gore should pick up this global warming. Well, anyway, my third and final video blog subject of the night is about Nets center forward Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett's one of the most best players in NBA history, and Kevin Garnett's played in the NBA for 20 seasons. Kevin was born in Greenville, South Carolina, and he grew up in Malden, South Carolina, and Chicago, Illinois. He loved playing basketball loved watching basketball as a kid, but he did not play organized basketball until he was in high school. He was a great high school player in Malden, South Carolina for a couple of years, but between his junior and senior year, Kevin Garnett was arrested for a lynching incident which was at his high school, which was kind of racist because there was like whites and blacks involved in it. It was kind of racist, and Kevin avoided trial and stuff, but he moved to Chicago, Illinois, and he went to Farragut Career Academy in 1994-1995 to play high school basketball, and he was the 1995 USA Today High School Basketball Player of the Year. He was Mr. Basketball Illinois for 1995. He was a high school McDonald's All-American. He averaged 25 points per game, 17.9 rebounds per game, 6.7 assists, and 6.5 blocks shots. And a lot of colleges were interested in Kevin Garnett, but Kevin Garnett made a bold move. He declared himself eligible for the 1995 NBA draft, and usually high schoolers at the time never went into the NBA. The last time before Kevin Garnett was back in 1978. And a lot of teams were a little bit wary of drafting a high school kid because of maturity and stuff like that. But the Minnesota Timberwolves took a gamble on Kevin Garnett as the number 5 pick in the 1995 NBA draft. The Minnesota Timberwolves were an expansion team in the NBA that entered the league in 1989, and they were horrible. They never won more than 29 games during their 6-year existence. But Kevin Garnett became a star. I still have a sore throat, so bear with me. And Timberwolves thought like Kevin Garnett would be a franchise player to build around. And the Timberwolves started to get better. They made the playoffs for the first time in 1997, and they went to the playoffs in the NBA for 7 straight years. And Kevin Garnett made several All-Star teams with the Timberwolves. 3 times he was on the NBA's first All-Star team. Three times he was on the All-NBA's second team. 4 times he was an NBA rebounding champion. The Timberwolves got better and better with Kevin Garnett with them, but they were being bounced in the first round. They couldn't get over the hump. 2003, they had home court advantage in the first round for the first time, but the Lakers beat them in 5 games, and the Timberwolves started to get more and more talented players. And in the 2003-2004 NBA season, they had the best record in the NBA's Western Conference, and Kevin Garnett was rewarded with the 2004 NBA Most Valuable Player. And Kevin Garnett led the Timberwolves to the NBA's Western Conference Finals, but they lost to the Lakers. And this was the best moment in Timberwolves history, because from that moment on, the Timberwolves have not made the playoffs ever since. And Kevin Garnett was getting frustrated because the Timberwolves were losing talent. They were becoming mediocre at best. And Kevin Garnett wanted to play for a winner. And in 2007, Kevin was traded to the Boston Celtics for draft picks and a couple of players. And Kevin was like the piece of the puzzle with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. They gelled together. The Celtics had the best record in the NBA in 2007-2008, 66-16. They won the NBA championship. Kevin Garnett got another NBA first team, and he continued to make perennial All-Star games. Celtics were on their way for the second straight NBA title in 2008-2009 before Kevin Garnett went down with an injury that derailed plans for the Celtics to win the second straight NBA championship. Because if he did not get injured in 2008-2009, the Boston Celtics, in my opinion, would have won this NBA championship for the second time in a row, in my opinion. And Kevin Garnett continued to play for the Celtics for 6 seasons. He led them to the 2010 NBA Finals. They were like 4 minutes away from winning the 2010 NBA championship against the LA Lakers. They should have won that series. And Kevin Garnett was putting up a lot of points, but he was aging and stuff, frequently injured and stuff. And in 2013, the Celtics traded him and Paul Pierce to the Brooklyn Nets. And Kevin Garnett still playing for the Brooklyn Nets in a reduced role and stuff like that. And Kevin Garnett is the all-time Timberwolves leading scorer. And I think Kevin Garnett's career probably is going to be over after this season, because 20 years in the NBA is pretty good. He's scored over 25,000 points. He was a consistent all-star, one of the greatest players in the NBA history. He got his championship with the Celtics, and he helped to promote the NBA in Minnesota. Now, Timberwolves took a chance on him, and it paid dividends for the Timberwolves franchise for years. But when the Timberwolves stunk, he wanted out, and he got his NBA championship ring. And that's about it on Kevin Garnett. I'll be back tomorrow. Facebook friends, YouTube followers, Twitter followers, and Daily Motion followers. 3 more video blogs. First video blog will be about the top 10 greatest sit-down restaurants, past and present, in Billerica, Massachusetts. And then WWE Wrestling Challenge, the history of that show. And then the third and final video blog of the night about James Brown, CBS Sports. Don't forget, coming soon to these video blogs, Julie Broughton, Heidi Pratt's video blogs. People are dying for these video blogs about 2 cute lady blondes. Good night.